Hey guys, what's up? It's Rachel back with another video, and in today's video I kindly thought of this idea. I was thinking about how so many YouTubers have their own collaborations with all these brands, and for the most part I feel like I buy a ton of them. I kindly wanted to just talk about some collaborations with beauty influencers that I own and give you guys reviews. Now maybe some of these products that I'm about to mention you can't necessarily go out and buy anymore, but maybe you can, I'm not really sure. But the whole point of this is just to talk about how I enjoyed them, if I like them, the quality, how they performed, all that stuff. Again, I just wanted to get on here and talk about some collabs that I personally own. Now, I'm going to be talking about 5 palettes in this video, and if you guys like this video, I could actually do a lot more of these if you guys want, but I didn't want this to be too long, and I didn't want this to be overwhelming. I'm just going to talk about these 5 palettes, and if you guys like it, let me know, and I will do another video talking about some more collaboration products that I own. But other than that, I don't have any updates in this video, except if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you'd like, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you can also hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. So the first collab that I'm going to mention is actually something that's been talked about a lot here recently. It's got a lot of negative attention surrounding this palette. So it is the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. I bought this around the first time that it came out. I'm not sure if I had the very first one that was released, but I know once they released that palette, they changed it very quickly when it comes to the packaging. But I do know for a fact that I do have the good formula. I had that first formula that was ever released. So this is what mine looks like. I have definitely used this. It's been abused and very well loved. So mine has the colors on the back. When people pull this palette out, I tend to see that they have like taped the colors up here, and I didn't have to do that. When I bought mine, this is how it was. It did have the colors on the back, and then on the inside it looked like this, and it had a little message and signature, whatever. And this is what the colors look like. So this pretty much speaks for itself. I have used this to death. I've hit pan on some shades. I've made some big dents in this palette. This palette is truly amazing. It is one of my favorites, and I have got so much use out of it. I'm serious when I say this. I really did get one of the good formulas. I have talked about this and raved about it so much here on my channel, and I remember when I was working at Ulta, this is one of the palettes that I use all the time. I just love the shades in here. The mattes are so creamy, and they're so pigmented, and they blend out so well. You can see I've hit pan. I've also got some major dips into some of these mattes. Really, really pretty. Again, I've got a ton of use out of this. I love it. It's such a shame because if you've seen what's been going on, people has been going and buying this palette here recently, and the formula just hasn't been working out for them, and that truly is sad because I know that they have downgraded the formula probably, and it's such a shame because it was so good. I know I watched Jen Love's reviews and she was talking about it. It just really is sad. This is such a great product, and a lot of people aren't going to get this formula. If you guys want to see swatches compared to the original Jaclyn Hill palette and the formula that they're trying to sell now, definitely go watch her video. It's Jen Love's Reviews. I'm sure you know her channel, but I just wanted to mention that. It really is sad, but I absolutely love my palette, and I will never get rid of this. I still to this day get so much use out of it. It definitely is one of my favorites. This formula has to be Morphe's best in my opinion, and I really wish that the formula was the same because I don't know, I use it so much I feel like I'm eventually going to hit pan in some other shades, but really, really pretty, and I love this palette. This is my favorite palette from Morphe, along with the next one that I'm about to talk about. So the next one that I have here is the James Charles palette with Morphe. This came out not too long ago. Well, it's been a while now, but I remember I done a review on my channel with this palette, and this is my first tutorial that I had ever done. I'm pretty sure I used this palette. So this is what the packaging looks like. I had a really good experience with this palette. I felt like they blended out really nice for me. The color really did pack on. The shimmers in here were really nice. The metallic shades were really nice as well. I will say that mine doesn't look as used as like my Jaclyn Hill palette. I feel like overall my Jaclyn Hill palette is my #1 favorite. I really do love this palette. I've always liked the list that I've created with this palette, but something about the Jaclyn Hill formula and I just don't know. The Jaclyn Hill palette is my favorite. If you want to see a look with this palette, it definitely is here on my channel, but I loved it. I focused more on like the purple section, these pinks and purples, but this is what the palette looks like. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's absolutely stunning. It's really, really pretty, and I feel like this was just a really good solid collab. This isn't the same formula as the Jaclyn Hill palette, the first one, the good formula, not the one that's bad now, but I feel like these shadows work more so as pigments rather than plain eyeshadows, but they blended out really nice for me. Again, the pigment was there. I didn't have any issues with this palette, and that's probably one of my favorite favorite videos that I have ever filmed on my channel. I love the way that look turned out, and I just love the way that this palette worked out for me. So this was just a really good solid collab in my opinion. And if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. I know that he recently, not too long ago, came out with the mini one. I don't feel like having the big one is necessary, depending on what your collection is like. I know for me, I didn't really need a big one, but at that time he didn't have a mini one, and I'm just curious to see if the quality is the same as in the big one, because if the quality isn't the same, then I wouldn't get the mini one. But I don't know that. I have never tried it, but I know for a fact the quality is good in this one, and if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. I know that it is really big and bulky, but the colors work out really well, so I highly recommend this palette as well. So now I'm going to talk about some Too Faced collabs. This one is the Too Faced Pretty Mess with Erica Jane. Now this is actually a collab with, she's like on Desperate Housewives or something. I'm not really sure. I don't watch that show, but this is what the palette looks like on the inside. I'm sorry, it's going to reflect. You can see my phone through it, but I have got some use out of this palette. This palette is not bad whatsoever, but I don't know, something about it, I just don't reach for it. They are really nice. They're pigmented. They feel pretty creamy. This is some matte swatch. I swatched this brown too. This is like a transition, but really pretty. It's just, I feel like the colors in this palette came out a little too late. This is like Modern Renaissance again, and people already had the Modern Renaissance and people already love that palette, so I feel like this was just a little too late color wise, but it was a collaboration, and I'm assuming that she picked the colors that she wanted. So overall, I feel like this collection was really tacky. The packaging, and it was just really nasty in my opinion. I feel like the language that they use and that powder, I know you guys know what I'm talking about with that powder. I'm not going to say that here, which I don't know why, because I have cursed here on my channel, but something about that makes me really uncomfortable. I'm not going to say that, but it's that powder. You know what I'm talking about. But overall, I just felt like this was just really inappropriate. The whole collection was inappropriate. I get a bad vibe from it. The palette is pretty, but I didn't necessarily need it because I had the colors in the Modern Renaissance. This is like another Modern Renaissance, and I don't know, something about it, it was like themed with like money, and it kind of gives the vibe that like that's the only thing that matters is money, and it's just, I don't know, it turned me off, but apparently not too much because I ended up buying the palette. But I paid full price for this, and if I'm not mistaken, it was around $50, and I know a lot of people now have been finding this palette at like a TJ Maxx or Marshalls, so if you want this palette, I would check there, but honestly, it's nothing special. Again, the mattes in here blend out really well, and the metallic shades are pretty, but like I said before, it's just another Modern Renaissance. Now a collab with Too Faced that I actually really do enjoy. This is the Too Faced I Want Candy collab. This is with Candy Johnson, so this is what it looks like. The palette is meant to look like a box of candy. It's really cute. I really do enjoy the packaging. It's unique and it's different. And then when you open it up, this is what you have going on. So when you look at this, you're probably like, it's nothing special, but this is one of the best Too Faced palettes ever. I'm telling you guys, these shades in here are really unique, and I feel like nobody talks about this palette. And I didn't really hear a lot of hype when this palette came out, but this is the shades, you guys. Absolutely stunning. I'm gonna go ahead and like give you guys some swatches. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. If you're into cool tones, really pretty. The thing I like about this palette is not only do you have cool tones, but you have warm tones as well, but they're not too warm. And not only that, she has some really unique shades in here. Don't mind my swatches. I don't feel like it's doing it justice, but she has really unique shades in here. I highly recommend this. If you can still find this anyway, I don't think that they sell this anymore at like a Sephora or Ulta. I feel like eventually you might be able to find this at like a TJ Maxx or Marshalls. This is absolutely stunning. It's one of my favorite palettes from Too Faced, and here is a close-up if you guys can see. You have some really unique shades in here, and this is what I like to see. I like to see a twist on it. I feel like cool tones are coming back. I'm really into cool tones here at the moment. I just can't say enough good things about this palette. I wish that they would bring this palette back, but I know that they probably won't do that. But again, if you can find this palette at like a TJ Maxx or Marshalls, I highly recommend it. I don't feel like this got enough hype, and I don't feel like people really know how good this palette is. So again, if you can find it, I highly recommend it. And then the last palette that I have here is from Urban Decay, and this is the collab with Kristen Leanne. So this is what the packaging looks like. I also have her little like neutral palette, but I'm just going to talk about this one in today's video. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to take the brush out so it doesn't get on the floor, but this is what you have going on. I heard a lot of people talk about this palette, and the thing that bothered them the most was the way that the pans are. I actually like it. I think it's cool, it's unique, it's different, but also other than that, a lot of people ended up decluttering this. I see videos all the time where people declutter this because they're like, I don't grab for it. Well, I just don't understand that because when you bought it, you knew what it was. It's a bright, bold palette. These are some of the best bold, bright shades from Urban Decay that I have ever seen. They're really unique. They're really pigmented. They blend out really well. I've got some really pretty looks with this, so this is what it looks like. These are really pigmented. You guys can definitely see that. And I will swatch this dark purple here at the bottom. This is the dark purple. Really, really pretty. I've got along really well with this palette. The pan sizes and the way they're shaped and stuff, it doesn't bother me. Again, I think it's pretty, it's unique, but the colors in here are stunning. I don't know why this didn't get as much hype. I feel like it deserved way more hype. It kind of like ticked me off. I'm not gonna lie, when people would be like, they're just really bright, and then they declutter it. Like, you can tell just by looking at it, it's really bright. You knew what you was getting when you paid for it. But really, really pretty. I remember I bought this when it came out. I picked this up from Ulta when it came out, and I remember I was working there. Like, we hadn't put it out yet, and I was like, can I go ahead and buy one of those? And I remember she was like, well, we have to wait till we put them out. But as soon as I was able to purchase it, I purchased it, and it is definitely one of my favorites. If you're into bright, bold shades, you will love this. I feel like you're going to end up seeing this maybe at like a Nordstrom or TJ Maxx or something, but definitely Nordstrom. Again, this just deserved more hype. It's such a good palette. But other than that, that was everything. That is all the collabs I wanted to mention in this video, and I just give you guys some reviews and thoughts on what I thought about these. If you guys want more videos like this, I will definitely film some because I know I have a lot more collabs here in my collection, whether that be palettes, highlighters, anything like that. So if you guys want another video, just leave it down in the comments below. But before you go, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell below so you're notified every time I upload a video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.